Hey boss gals, this is Deb. I just decided this afternoon. I just got home from my rental check-in, and just been thinking a lot about this mindset thing and just how important it is for our businesses to really kind of get ahead. So I just wanted to do a part two. So if you haven't seen my Facebook Live from earlier in the week, go back and see it. And this is just part two. So this actually adds on to what part one was all about. So just picking up on the idea of the imagination, and that what we can imagine we can make real, we can bring it into reality. It's a big step for a lot of people to kind of, let me just double check you got sound here. Okay, I think it's okay. It's a big step for some people to kind of believe in this, and I must admit, even for me, I used to think that whole, like, thinking about abundance and stuff was woo-woo. And if you guys, I mean, some of you know me better than others, but I'm not a woo-woo person. I'm as grounded as they come. I'm a Taurian, for God's sake. I kind of stick my heels in and off I go. So there's nothing kind of airy-fairy about me. But this stuff is real. And once you kind of let go of this, I must work harder, there must be something wrong with me, why am I not succeeding? As soon as you let go of that and actually give it over to intention, a lot of stuff changes. So what we were talking about before was really about changing the brain and really clearing up limiting beliefs and really delving in and really having a look at what thoughts are going on in your head. What is the dialogue that you are telling yourself each and every day? And if you don't know already, scientists have proven that we have about 60,000 different thoughts every single day. 60,000. So if you've really got a kick-ass negative self-talk going on, you can imagine what percentage of that is driving your brain to make different decisions, or stopping it from acting because you're just getting too scared about things. So firstly, go back and do that if you haven't already. And secondly, today I want to talk a little bit more about attaching it to the bigger picture, which is what we were talking about. So video one, we were talking about identifying the limiting beliefs, replacing it with a new decision that supports your end goal, that is incongruent with what you really want in life, and then having the thoughts around that drive the actions and produce the outcome. So it's kind of simple when you think about it, but for many of us, we're not used to being the master of our own ship. We're not used to thinking that I can redirect this. But like Jim Rohn says, it is your personal philosophy which dictates where you go in life. So, it doesn't have to be your skill set. It doesn't have to be how smart you are, how intelligent you are, how many hours in the day you work. And, I've heard all the excuses. So, we have everything that pops up in direct sales, from I don't have enough time, I don't get support from my family, I don't have a partner that can support me, I have to work full time, I've got 3 kids, I'm on a pension, there's always external factors. But the truth is, if you really, really want this, you will make the change, you will get your mindset in place, and you will step forward into what is already there waiting for you. So as I said before, I'm going to be using the word like universe and things like that, but there's nothing woo-woo about this. Now, a lot of this stuff is from a US guy called Mike Dooley, D-O-O-L-E-Y. He has a wonderful little thoughts from the universe, which he's been doing for like 20 years. And it's a daily email. So if you guys actually want to receive a little daily message from the universe, it's kind of got your back. And the one from him today was, it says, Deborah, you take care of the inches, I'll take care of the miles. You just have to go first. Tally-ho, the universe. So you get these little messages all day that just kind of tip you back in the direction to show, yep, I've got to kind of step into it, and then things will naturally happen. So if you are interested in that, just go to www.tut.com and just sign up for his notes from the universe. It's fantastic. So Mike appeared on The Secret. and he was actually a tax accountant with PricewaterhouseCoopers, I think, and basically just knew that there was something more to life, so he started sort of moving off in a different direction. He's now a millionaire, and you know, he makes such a difference to people's lives because he shows them that anything is possible and that possibility is already within you. You don't have to go out and, you know, get another degree or find the magic secret. It's actually there already. And there's 3 steps to this. So I'm actually going to tell you the 3 steps first, and then I'm going to go back and go over them. So let me find my little list. The big thing, hey Kellyanne, hey Elaine, I got some live girls. The first thing is to find your end result, which was where we left off in the first video. You got to decide what your future better life looks like. You got to decide what it looks like. And this is defining it. Now, the kicker here is it's not what you think. It's not in absolute detail. It's in generality. But you've got to get into that space and imagine it and feel it. So I'll come back to explain that, but that is step 1. Step 2 is then to visualize it like it's already true, like it's already happened. You are already there. It's a done deal. And then the third thing is to show up every day and take baby steps in the direction. Now, you don't need to know the how, which is what we talked about in the first video. And the thing that is very different with this, and I think that most of you might not have heard this before, because I certainly haven't heard many people talk about this. You know, we hear about vision boards, and we hear about planning your 5-year goals in absolute detail, you know, and don't just say I want more money, say that I want, you know, $200,000, be exact. Mike is absolutely nothing about exactness. It's all about generalities. For the reason being, if we put details into our future plan, we are in effect micromanaging our future. We are putting limits on, we are putting caps on, and we are taking that power away from the universe. So the premise of everything that he does is that you cannot apply specifics to manifestations. You can't apply specifics that contribute to a particular person, a particular place, a particular object about how your dream will happen. You just have to have the picture of the dream. The how will take care of itself, and trust me, it will be nothing like what you imagine. It will be a total surprise, and chances are it's going to be better and bigger than anything you could have imagined yourself. So if you think about that, this is why we don't worry on the details. We actually just decide what the future looks like, and then we start taking the steps into the action to do that. So I did make some notes, of course. And what he says is that all manifestations begin with this big bold picture of the future. You begin with the end in the mind, and by doing that, that end picture actually forces the detail. So it's like, I mean, I actually liken it to when I choreograph a dance piece. I listen to the music over and over and over again on repeat until it starts telling me what to choreograph. I start seeing the steps, I start seeing the story, and that is the end result. You know, I know what the premise of the whole thing is, and then I go in and put in the detail. It's kind of the same with this. You don't actually start with, you know, I don't start there and do, okay, I want to do this step, then this step, then this step. I think of the big picture, and then I kind of reverse engineer it. So we need to leave space for the universe to actually figure out the details. Things like the who, the where, the when. Think of it like a GPS. Okay, so let's put this into a real life situation. Let's say that you want to go to Busselton. You jump in your car and you plug in the GPS. What do? What is it that you plug into the GPS? Do you tell it every street to turn at? Do you tell it when to stop at the traffic lights? Or do you just put in the end result, the address, and then it figures it out for you? Same thing. So we don't need to know if there's roadworks in some place. We don't need to know street names. We don't need to know detours. We just put in the address. But the thing is that, and this is the part 2 and the part 3, so the visualization and the action. How do you get to Mandurah? You can't just plug it in the GPS. The car doesn't go to Mandurah. You got to put the car in gear. You got to take action. So having the car in park is not going to get you to Mandurah or Bustleton. You got to put the car in gear, and you got to take the baby steps towards that. Same premise. So start to sort of put this in a real life texture. This is you showing up. You know, it doesn't matter what direction. You won't know the how right off the bat, but you will start to get the information. You will start to make connections with people that will be part of that future. You'll start those serendipities and those happy accidents and the coincidences will show up once you actually daily start putting the steps in place. And it's kind of like opening that portal. And I know a lot of you have heard me say that before. You've got to find your own portal. And it's different for everyone. That's why there is not a roadmap that is a one size fits all. But all roads will get you there. And this is what you need to know. As long as you design that end result, you're very clear on what it looks like. You put it into visualization, and I encourage you, it's just a minute, close your eyes and just picture that happy space and the things that you want to be thinking about. So if you're wondering, like, well, if it's not specifics, what am I thinking about? Like, how do I picture that? Because it's not, you know, that house on the hill overlooking the beach. It's not the Ferrari. It's not the job title. That's not what your end result looks like. It looks more like abundance, fun, laughter, a great livelihood, health, lots of friends, you know, financial independence. It's these kind of generalities. Put it into there, imagine what it looks like, but don't get fixed on, I want a Ferrari in 2020. I want a husband that looks like this. I want to earn X dollars. I want to be black status by a certain month. No, none of that. Let the universe figure that out for you. Just picture what your end goal looks like. Put the imagination into it, and then just take steps every day. Go out and network, you know, get onto Facebook, do a live video, play around with the new makeup, go and watch a video from Jim Rohn, or you know, do some self-development, pick up a book that speaks to you in the shop. As long as you're just doing little baby steps along the way, things start coming into your life and things will actually fall into place for you. So if you imagine two different people, and we see a lot of people are really pushing and really trying to get somewhere, and they're getting so disheartened, and it's like they've got the weight of the world on their shoulders because they're so concerned about the detail. And then for the other, it's just they're just taking the baby steps and they're opening the door literally for life's magic to come in and do the work for them. So we take the baby steps, the universe does the heavy lifting, and that's all you need to know. So don't think that, you know, you've got to be smart or something. You've just got to decide what that end picture looks like. Really put the imagination and visualization into it on a daily basis so you can step into it and feel how amazing it is, because emotion, attaching that emotion to this end result is very important, but we don't need the detail of the objects. Then we just take baby steps in our business every day and just keep imagining the end result. Things start showing up really quickly, let me tell you. There's a good quote that says, you do not hoist your sails to move the boat, you hoist your sails to catch the wind. And this is exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to catch the wind. We're putting it out there, we're putting our sail up and then waiting for that right wind to come along and take us off in the direction that naturally the boat would go. So, you know, you might think that your end result is getting to green, but it might be something totally different. You know, it might be, you know, a different color. It might be something else in your life that starts shifting. Maybe you move countries. Maybe, you know, your family expands. You know, it could be something else that takes you in a direction, but just decide what that end picture looks like. And if it's something you really, really want, put that emotion into it, put that imagination into it. So we are the spark, the universe is the fire, and as I said before, it does the heavy lifting. We just have to hoist that sail. So if you're not showing up every day, if you're just getting a bit down on yourself and you're thinking, oh, I'm no good at this, or I can't sponsor, or nobody wants to host a party, that's just you being a negative Nelly against yourself. That's just you justifying why you're not taking action. If you do the steps, if you actually put yourself out there, it's amazing what changes around. I think I said this on another video. I remember when I was in Switzerland and I was trying to get some jobs dancing, and it was just like, I was just so sort of, oh, I don't fit in here and everything's so hard and I don't understand the language. And then I just started training harder. I just started working out, and I just really had a goal that I just wanted to be a better dancer. And you know what happened? The phone started ringing. My little phone in Switzerland. No, not many people knew my number. And the phone just started ringing. I started getting calls. Please come to this audition. We want you to be in this show. And I'm just like, I knew I put myself out there, but how did they know? My question was, how did they know I was ready? And this has happened to me multiple times in my life. Trust me, I have wished bosses out of my life. I mean, working for some horrible men, and I would just sit there and go, I just want them to leave. I just want them to go. I do not want to work with them anymore. And something would happen in the company and they would go every single time. So your intention is so strong. You can do this. Now, I have a very focused mind. For those of you that don't know, I had a mega accident when I was 6 years old, blinded unconscious, down that big hill at Rottnest on my bike. Ended up with grand mal epilepsy, basically from age 12 to about 22. And I had to train myself to think myself out of it. And I had to be very, very strong and focused. My mum actually taught me how to do that. And it set me up really well. I mean, I still have a little bit of issues with epilepsy, but it's managed. But I learned how to really control my mind to keep myself alive. Now, I'm not saying this to get any sympathy, but I'm just saying to show you that if you really want to change the way that you think in your brain, you can absolutely do it. And I mean, I did this when I was like 12 years old. Sorry, guys, a call just came in. This is so possible. You just got to decide that you want it. You've got to decide that it's worth it. So he kind of calls this like playing the Matrix, which when you think about it, it kind of is. It sort of feels like you're going into an alternate universe. And it's, you know, when you're thinking of your end results, you want to think of things like wealth and abundance. That's how general you want to think. Creative, fulfilling work, international travel, you know, so whatever is important to you, you know, something about health or something about fitness or something about family or fun, laughter, you know, whatever it is, these are the generalities. I want you to write them down so that you can get what you really, really want. And playing the Matrix, the game of playing the Matrix is simply to get what you really, really want. You need to become a deliberate creator in your future. I think a big problem in today's society is that we think we have no choice. We think we have no control. And we don't actually set aside the time to put in place and make a difference and step out and decide what it is. We're sleepwalking. You know, we just go with the flow and we just decide, oh, well, that's not my lot in life. That's, you know, so-and-so can be successful, but that's not for me. I don't deserve it. Comes back to those limiting beliefs that we were talking about in video 1. But your transformation begins by defining what you want in terms of future end results. If you don't take anything out of this video, I want you to remember the words end result. You want to determine what your end result is. Without the cursed hows, don't focus on the hows. The hows are for the universe to set up. You do not think about the hows. If you actually start micromanaging your end result, it will not work. It will not come in because you haven't opened yourself up to the possibilities. Okay, so let's have a look at something else. Get excited about the vagueness of your end result. This is actually where you attach the emotion and the visualization comes in. You get excited about the vagueness by getting into the details, and the details are really the creative visualization. It can be vision boards, it can be mantras, it can be, you know, anything that you want that will remind you of what that end result is and the fact that it is going to happen. But not the details. You don't make the details for your end result. You just get excited about them. So, you know, you can see the picture. You kind of know certain things are probably going to happen on the way, but you don't know how, you don't know when, you don't know who's going to be the person that makes that happen with you. So the final part is the action. None of this will work if you don't show up. And this is physically showing up. You know, you can get any guidance you want, you can go in any direction, but what you need will show up through serendipity and through coincidences. And it's like I said in the first video, it's like you buy a car. I mean, I have a very distinctive green car. As soon as I bought it, I saw this green car everywhere. And I'm like, everyone's got this car. Now, I'm sure those cars were already there, but until it was important for me, I didn't notice it. And this is why, as we said in video 1, you've got to decide what is important for you, and it brings it to the forefront of the brain. So if you are really putting time in every day to focus on your end result, it comes to the forepart of the brain and it starts noticing things, all those opportunities that are actually in front of you. You don't have to figure it out. It's going to come to you. We all have default settings of abundance and health and clarity and laughter. It's all there naturally. It's just the everyday grind that takes that out of us, and we begin to believe that it's not possible and life's no fun. And that's not true at all. You can have exactly the life that you want. So let me see if there's anything else here. Okay, there's a few things here. So tell the universe what your general priorities are. So basically what we're doing is we're giving it general marching orders. We're saying this is the end result, this is where I want to go, you go figure out and show me how it's going to happen. It already knows, as soon as you put it out there, it already knows how to fix it, change it, step it up, how to make it happen, and fast. And that's the thing about the universe. As soon as you get absolutely clear on what you want and you put that effort into your end result every single day, it's going to happen fast. It's going to happen faster than you thought. But leave room for surprises. Do not micromanage it. Do not get into the detail. So things like, I want more money. I want more fun. I want more laughter. I want improved health. These are the generalities that you want to be focusing on. But be very clear, and then be very clear on what it looks like as well. So it's not just the words. It's got to be what it looks like. So our job is not to figure out how to get there. It's just to define it. So this is really hard because this is kind of letting go of the total control that we think we need to be in our life. You know, as soon as you define it, you then visualize it, then you get excited, God, do a happy dance about it, and then just every single day show up. So define it, get excited about it, show up. That's it, 1, 2, and 3. Couldn't be easier, gals. So I really want everybody to think about this. You know, our brain is such an amazing tool. It can really do whatever you want it to do. I've proven that to myself throughout my life. Just hold that end result in your mind and emotionally as well. Have the attachment to it. Feel it through every cell in your body. Really want it. And then you will be moved towards it. So again, go back and watch video 1 if you haven't. This is video 2. I am saving both of them and putting them in our pinned posts so that all our new girls can watch them for mindset. Because I don't want people to get into the business for 6 to 9 months and just not make any headway because their mind's just not in the right place and they're not actively supporting where they want to be, you know, in a year or 2 years. So really start to work on mindset. It is 80 to 90% of your success. Start listening to mentors that really mean something to you. Again, this is Mike Dooley, and his website is www.tut.com, and sign up for his Notes from the Universe. Very quirky little messages that just keep you on the right path and keep you in the right mindset every single day. So I'm really excited about this, girls. I'm glad that I can kind of discuss this with you and that a lot of you are so open to it. If anyone's got any questions or you want clarification, or even if you just want a quick 15-20 minute phone call to kind of talk you through it if you're struggling with it, just, you know, contact me. more than happy to do that for anybody. But I really want people to grab this. Self-development is what you all need, especially once you get to the pink level. You start to manage a team and lead a team. You want this all falling in the right spot so that you're not feeling overwhelmed and you're not feeling, that it's something that you're not yet able to do. We can all do this business. And I just want to see everybody succeed to the point that you want to succeed. So thanks very much for listening. Can't believe it's Friday already. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. See you guys.